Hello, welcome to another edition of PortMedia Open Studios. My name is Sarah Hayden, and today I am here with Brian Nickerson, the music director at the Nock Middle School, and some of the talented cast of this year's production called Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah.
So welcome everybody. Why don't we go around and you can talk about, your name, your grade, and the character, and a couple of sentences about the personality of your character.
I'm Ella. I'm playing Miss Sawyer, who's kind of like the main antagonist, but like there's technically not a main antagonist, but if there was one, Sawyer would fit that role. I like theater.
That's fine.
That's kind of it.
All right.
No.
It's Kernan?
Kernan.
Kernan.
Yeah, so my name is Kernan, and I'm playing Susan Walker. And she's kind of like, she's young, but she's very, like, knowledgeable for her age. And she kind of, like, puts away, like, at the beginning of the show, she just, like, puts away all of, like, the childish things. And
I
it's
see.
more of, like, a young adult. But even when she's like, let's say like age 8-ish.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Eliza?
Hi, I'm Eliza. I play Doris Walker, and Doris is Susan's mother, and she raises her to be, like Kernan described her, like very mature for her age. She believes that Susan should like believe in reality and not like fairy tales like Kris Kringle or Santa, and she's very like stiff and uptight in the beginning of the play because she went through like a divorce and she's very hurt by that, but over time, like throughout the play, she really like loosens up thanks to like Fred and Chris.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Theo? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Theo. I play Kris Kringle. He's very like happy and like jolly, and he like every like room he comes into, he just like lights up kind of, and like he's like he can like he makes everyone happy. He's very optimistic.
Xavier?
Right. Hello, I'm Xavier. I play Fred Gailey, and he's a lawyer. He seems like a nice person, though. He's a nice person.
Okay. So, a quick question for Mr. Nickerson. I understand, I had read that you don't typically choose like holiday classics to do, and I was wondering how you go about choosing what you're going to do in the fall for this time of year, and what this genre is, or what this means to you.
So they always ask the students, usually a couple of months into the current production that we're doing, what we're doing next year. They're always almost a year ahead of me. And I always tell them I have no idea. I don't know I haven't thought about it, leave me alone, let's get through this show. But I'd slightly be remiss not to say the gears are always turning. And it's questions like, what haven't we done yet? Whether as a department, the Nock Theater department, or myself as a director, where's somewhere I feel I haven't gone, either recently or in the case of this holiday production, at all. At least under my tenure, and this is my 12th year at the Nock, I have not done a holiday show yet. Honestly, because I wanted something, if I was going to do something that could be classified as a holiday, Christmas, winter, whatever you want to call it, something that had bigger life questions to it, that wasn't just about Christmas itself or the materialism of it, or the kind of almost cliche story items of that. There's many wonderful stories out there, wonderful movies and plays, but the two that have always stuck with me the most are It's a Wonderful Life, and there's a stage version of that. The school actually did it a handful of years ago, and this, Miracle on 34th Street, because I feel that the holidays and Christmas are really just a backdrop in those two stories in particular, to a much more intimate, human-connected story of community and friendship and hope, and bigger questions in life that just happen to have Christmas as a framing device. So I'd been thinking of this show for a while. It's one of my favorite holiday films, but really one of my favorite films overall from 1947. And so when I found that there was a non-musical stage play version of it, and I read through it, and it just a big enough of a cast, reasonable sets, but it posed a great challenge to us, and I thought would just be a wonderful community event, family friendly, something that we could really kind of bring to the Newburyport community, and I know the kids would have a lot of fun with. It really just kind of checked all the boxes. I was really excited to pursue
It's
it.
so interesting because it is so aligned with where we are now in the country.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to have something so hopeful. Just a little thing, I was up at 4 o'clock and I decided, I had mixed it up with the other one. What's the other one you just mentioned?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes, and I was
Yeah.
telling my girlfriend I was going to do this interview, and she said, "Oh, you have the wrong one." And I'm like, "What do you mean I have the wrong one?" So she said, "No, you got to go look it up." So at 4 a.m. when I woke up, I watched the movie.
Yep.
It's so hopeful. I felt
really
so
is.
good after. It's so good. I'm so excited about seeing you all in it. It's going to be really, really a lot of fun. So have any of you guys watched the movie on YouTube?
I watch it every year for Christmas.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Oh, that's interesting. So you knew about this before?
Yeah.
Before Mr. Nickerson. So do you usually do theater?
Yeah, I've done theater.
Oh, how
for a while.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think are you other students familiar with the movie? I guess it's a film. Were you ever seen it?
No.
No.
I think I've heard of it before, but like recently, like when I've been doing theater, like I'll watch the movie. Like if I don't know what it is, I'll watch the movie right as whatever it is gets announced. So.
I mean, it is from 1947, so that's like
Yeah.
a bazillion years
My parents
ago.
know it, and when we did
And there
the
was a
show,
remake in 1994, but I tend to gravitate to the older one.
Well, hopefully this will also draw a lot of parents and older people in because they'll be like, "Oh, I remember that. It is such a wonderful thing to." Yeah, oh, definitely, and I certainly am going to be talking it up. I was going to say, do you think that this kind of story could happen in today's climate with cell phones, internet, Google? Anyone, feel free to jump in.
I think it could, because it's not like fully like reliant on like. It's more on like the younger. Like I feel like it could happen because since it's more on like the younger audience that may not have as many like TVs or that may not like have access or may not like have like phones and stuff. I think maybe like it could still like exist, like it could still happen because someone just comes by and it might be a little different, but
Were any of you in Newsies?
I was.
yeah.
I was.
So it's very interesting that it's the same kind of thing. It's taken in a time where there aren't internet, cell phones, and Google and all of that stuff. And how do you feel about acting in that kind of environment? What's your experience? You can
I think
go around.
it's really interesting because, like, obviously, like, I was born in 2011. Like, I've never known a world, like, without the internet or cell phones. So I think it's really interesting to, like, portray a character who has never known cell phones and the internet and, like, kind of, like, thinking about how to, like, go about how to be her.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's cool because like our characters itself, like since they didn't have it back then, it doesn't really like have any connection with like that sort of technology. But I think it's cool to kind of see like what things were like back then, like because I wasn't even really thought of back then. So
Yeah.
and just like see the characters and everything and be the characters.
I think what was interesting was while like there were no cell phones and no internet, there were like a lot of people who knew about this like court case with Santa and were like against it. Like, because like the news and stuff, there was still technology, but it wasn't like cell phone and stuff. So even like a tiny bit of technology kind of got to the world. like,
Yeah, the newspapers.
Yeah.
And just word of mouth, old days.
and I think there was like radios.
Oh, yes,
in
yes.
in the time of the show.
Yep. How's it for you?
Yeah, like I like one of the lines from the or like one of like it's like Macy's only had like 51 stores back when they were like filming like or that back when this was supposed to take place, and that's
I
just
think
so
he said 13.
no, it's 50.
And 51 stores
Oh,
in
I
World
thought he said 13.
I don't know
And
the lines.
that's just crazy because Macy's
Yeah,
is such
deaf.
a big store now, and the fact and 51 stores seems like such a small number. So
Yeah.
How many stores does they have?
so like thinking about it now, how many they have, like how many they would have now is it's kind of weird.
Yeah, this was the New York. It was in New York, right? 'Cause they had
Yeah.
the parade. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's it been for you?
It seems kind of similar still, though. I mean, people just aren't on their phones. They're, I guess, paying attention. They had phones, they just weren't the modern ones.
Yeah. Well, I think it's very interesting because to not have the interruption of people's cell phones, although you might have the cell phone, I don't know how it is at school right now, but to be acting at a time where you're not going to always be beeping and buzzing and checking your internet and answering questions through the internet, I think it might be, to me, it would seem relaxing.
Yeah, refreshing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Refreshing. That's a good word.
We're on
I mean, I don't have any like social media except for like YouTube, so I don't really get all those. So
Yeah. So, what's one thing that you each like about your character?
that's kind of a hard one for me. Because, you know, I'm the exact opposite of my character.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I guess I like that, like, even if I don't agree with the point of view, that they're, like, very strong, that she's, like, very strong about her point of view and, like, knows what she thinks, even if I don't personally agree with what she thinks. And those.
Well, sliding right off the chair. Go ahead.
I think that it's just like really cool to see like how Susan kind of changes, and I feel like I kind of fit her personality, like because well, I don't know. I feel like I'm also like I'm kind of like short for my age a little bit, and I really like her like young personality, especially at the end, like that hopeful side of her that's like happy and joyful.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
I really like how much Doris cares about Susan and how hard she pushes herself to raise her the way she thinks is right. Even if, like, it's supposedly, like, not the right way to raise her, she still does what she thinks is right for her daughter because she loves her so much and she cares about her so much. I just really admire how much love she has for Susan.
That's a good point, that a parent will do what they think is right despite what
Yeah.
the common thoughts are around
Yeah.
them. Theo?
I just like how happy he is all the time. Like even when he like someone can say something that like hurts him, like he's still like happy and is like he's so optimistic and stuff. And
Yeah.
like he like when he walks into a room, he just like lightens up the mood. Like if like he makes or he tries his best to make everyone around him as happy as he can.
Yeah, he's very positive. What about Fred?
I like how he's able to, he kind of seems to do the right thing. He has like a good outlook at things. Like he tries to defend Santa Claus and wins.
And in like a hopeless case.
You know, I have to say there's
To
so
defend
much
his friend.
thought into, you know, when you're talking about your characters, there's just so much thought for young people. I think it's kind of inspiring to listen to you guys describe the different characters and what you see. I mean, I've been a little bit more removed from, besides the summer program, you know, because my one child is grown up. He's 30, so it's a whole different thing. I know, old. Whew. Yeah. But so it's, I mean, I love to be around young people, but it's really interesting to hear your answers because they're quite mature. I think. You know, I don't know what Mr. Nickerson thinks. You know, you're with kids all the time. Maybe I don't know what you're thinking, but it seems very, like, kids are really getting a lot out of doing these productions.
We start, usually first rehearsal or so after we do a read-through, we'll sit with, and it was primarily this group, maybe a couple
Yeah.
others, and we will really talk like this through dramaturgy and dive into just this analysis, this almost overthinking. I almost think of it like a family, like a group therapy session, where we're talking about what's their backstory, what has brought them to Sawyer, for example. Why is she so go get him? Why, you know, so quick to cut him down? Why does she have to be? Or why is Doris at the beginning so tightly wound and so goal and career oriented? Yes, a wonderful mother. And then we'll talk about their arc over the story, how they interact, and then what the actors, the students, bring from their own life and their own personalities. You might not have gone through exactly what your character is going through or went through, but you can relate certain things. Or sometimes it is a big stretch. You know, Ella said great, where I'm not at all, you know, as Ella said, I'm not at all like my character.
Yeah.
But ours is not to judge them or excuse them. Ours is to understand.
That's
You know,
such
where
a
they're coming from.
huge
That's
point.
hard to do.
Yes, and
for
it's
any
such
age.
an important thing right now in
I'm trying to
our
get off this, so
society
I
and
can
our
get
culture
that.
to have absolutely no agreement with what someone might be thinking, but you take the time to understand and
Right.
can listen to their position, which is really important. It's a very good lesson.
The empathy theater builds.
Yes, it's really. And what was that drama? What word you said?
Dramaturgy.
Dra-
Like
I have
talking
never
about
heard that
the show.
word. Dramaturgy.
Dramaturgy, yeah. Talking about the show, the context of the story, just yeah, in an educational sense, diving into the story. And the
Yeah, no, it's
characters.
really, some of the things that you had sent me ahead to look at, I thought, wow, these are very in-depth questions to ask, you know, for this kind of setting too.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, you know, I don't know if you guys are tested like in English or do you use it for exams? I don't even know. Oh, it's really interesting. It could
We
be.
just throw it around, they learn, and they rise to it.
Wow,
And
this
every
is
single
really-
kid in the cast.
What's your favorite part of the show, or your favorite line or scene?
Okay, that's a hard one. I think it has got to be Chris's "Are you married?" to Sawyer as like a joke, and Sawyer is just so utterly appalled. It's hilarious, and it's so hard to keep a straight face during that scene. I have to try so hard to keep a straight face.
Okay.
For me, I really like the scene where it's me and Chris, and then like Susan and Fred pop in a little bit. But it's where like Chris tries to get me to really open up to like imagination, and like I like to watch Susan over time, like kind of like change the way she thinks through like learning about imagination and like figuring out like what it really is.
So that's the arc of the character that you had mentioned. Yeah, that's very interesting.
I think it's actually a scene that I'm not in, but my favorite scene for the show would be the elf dance, because it's really fun.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of my friends are in it. It's really fun to watch.
Oh, I look
them have
forward to
fun.
seeing that.
Yeah, it's really
Didn't
fun. It's really
someone,
good.
because they had like the elf shoes, nearly wipe out?
We fixed that.
When they had like the
Yeah,
upturned
like
shoes
them.
instead of
we
the
changed it.
Yeah, they were too big, and so they
changed
slid
it
around.
up to opening night.
My favorite scene would be probably one of the courtroom scenes. It's the first one, and that's when I'm called up to this stand for like
Oh no.
for trial. And I like it because it's just so much, it shows how much like optimism and stuff he has. Like he doesn't care. Like he'll speak what he knows is true. True. So he can he doesn't care if he'll go like what'll happen in the future, but he wants to speak the truth at all times.
Xavier, what's your favorite?
I guess I like the last courtroom scene. That one's good.
Oh yeah, with
I got all the post office department stuff.
So, Mr. Nickerson, what do you think is the message that you would hope that people who come and see it would take away?
Really drawing on what they all said. The idea of the show is a lot about community. The show is a lot about relationships, both mother, daughter, friends, across the board, co-workers. Taking a moment to maybe imagine someone else's viewpoint, to walk a mile in someone else's shoe, or to just put differences aside and bare minimum sit and listen to each other. Because when we just sit and listen, we communicate so much more effective, or at least far less negatively. I really love how the courtroom scenes are written because, and we talked about this as a cast, how so often, and even some of my favorite shows and movies, courtroom legal stories and thrillers can get very tumultuous, very verbally aggressive, and that's the point of those. But this just takes a very different feel to it, where it's just everybody's supportive of each other, everybody's there for the common good. And the show just overall has such a warming, uplifting, optimistic feel to it. We've done a lot of heavy shows, plays in particular, in the past handful of years that we're super proud of, but it's nice to bring something that has some drama and has some moments of opposition, but ultimately and throughout a good amount of it is just about unity and friendship and happiness.
So how many shows a year do you do?
2. We do a fall play and a spring music.
And then you don't do any, so what's this one? This is the
This is our fall play.
I see, and then you do one in the spring. So
Yeah,
how,
just announced.
so that, that is a lot. So
Yeah.
when did you start working on this?
This particular show?
Yeah.
We announced it, I think, the second day of school.
Yeah.
Jumping guys, second day of school.
Wow.
And then
Around
we
that,
auditioned,
yeah.
so it was like on a Friday, and then we auditioned that Monday and Tuesday around. And we were in rehearsals by the first full week of school.
Wow, so you all have to really balance your school work and homework and any other additional things you're doing with your learning the lines and everything.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a struggle.
How do you manage that? Someone want to go?
I kind of just try to write it down and then just pray I remember to do it.
It's a good technique,
I wouldn't call it a technique. I would call it more, I sometimes
strategy.
just forget.
Yeah, like Ella said, like I usually write my homework down, and then I try to like focus most of my homework. Like for example, Wednesdays usually I don't have much to do, so I'll do my homework like those days, like when I don't have rehearsal, so I'm like not doing stuff until 5:30 those days.
Do you have rehearsal every day?
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
That's about
I
every
think
day.
we have like this block in school. It's called Flex. It's an hour long. You can do your homework. That really saved me because
Yeah.
the days where I have rehearsal goes till 5:30. It's 3 times a week, and in the beginning of the play, actually, I had softball practice like right after rehearsal. So I try to do all of my work during school and leave none for after school because I just like don't have time.
If I may add a little bit onto you, Flex has saved my butt so many times. I just like zoom through it during Flex.
I kind of used the flex period to do any homework that's due the next day, and then any homework that we have a few more days to, like if we have like a week to do it or something, then I will wait and then I'll do that on the day I don't have rehearsal, so I don't have to do homework on days I have rehearsal, or try not to. Sometimes I do, but
It does take some planning. How about you? How would you manage it?
I normally just try to get it done during Flex and Wednesdays. or
Flex sounds like
Mondays.
that was a very good plan for this,
Yeah.
whoever scheduled the,
Whoever made Flex,
the
thank
master
you.
scheduler. Yeah, no, it really, you can see how important it is for students
I'll be
to be
honest,
able to.
I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
Because the amount of time that they commit, the cast and crew, it is a big ask for any age. this early in the year with, and the first thing I always say to them, I know I ask a lot of your time, I know I'm asking a lot of you, but first and foremost, you have lives outside of here, family, your own health, physical and mental, your academics, those are all prioritized. That's first. You need to make up a test, you need to go visit with a teacher, you do that first, then you come to us. And the amount of lines that these characters have, I do not envy.
There's a
I am
lot.
awful at memorizing lines. I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
I have like the least lines, and even then I have an enormous monologue. So
So we do anything we can to support
Yeah,
the exorbitant amount of time that they're giving up.
I think it's.
And that's not even Tech Week, which we're heading into.
oh gosh,
School every day.
Week.
we get food, so that's
You do get
nice.
that, yes.
So of course,
Well, we only get
I'd like to say, yes, the tech and the people who do the tech and the sets do support, are totally essential in any play. And I know they're not here, but of course, they work equally
Yeah.
as hard in their own world that they have to do their own things. So if there
Shout
would
out
be
to tech.
one, yes, shout out to tech, definitely.
To tech.
So if there's one, like a sentence of why you think everyone in the community should come and see your this show, what would you say?
Probably that, like, even if it seems like it's for younger kids, it handles very heavy in adult topics in a childlike way. It almost kind of reminds me of Bluey in that way, how it kind of like deals with adult topics, but like in a childlike way. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Ella. Like, it's for really any age. And that it's just, like, a really, like, fun show. And it's, like, a happy way to start off the holiday season. Or, like, sort of getting into the middle of it, I guess, now.
I think people should come because, like Ella said, it's for everyone, and you're gonna have fun. You're gonna be happy if you see it. It's just gonna like be happy. It's very Christmas.
You're never too old to go see a Christmas play.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris Kringle? in the back?
Well, Santa Claus is in it.
Yeah, Santa Claus.
And you can just, like you'll have a fun time to go. Like, if you have the time, it's like, it's not, like you should go. It's not like, you're gonna have fun. It's gonna be like you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. Seeing any theatrical production is normally pretty fun, and this one's also fun because it's about Santa.
Mr. Nickerson, do you want to just, say when the shows are
Yeah.
and where people can get
Certainly.
tickets?
So our shows run Thursday and Friday, November 20th and 21st, both at 6 o'clock. Doors will open about an hour beforehand. Tickets are available at the door. Come for Santa and the Elves and stay for the fun, the lessons, the comedy, the drama. Usually the biggest compliment I always say that I receive about any show is when someone says, I can't believe that was middle school. Those were middle schoolers
My dad says
pulling
that a
off
lot.
everything, doing absolutely everything. We pride ourselves on how and I always say we're about at that point where I might holler a lot, I'm asking the world of them, but really little by little I am sinking to the darkness and it's theirs. And I just sit back and whenever something doesn't go right, I let them know, but it really is their show. It is this locomotive, this entity that they have built and created, and I just could not be prouder.
Well,
Celebrate every one of them.
I totally agree with that all people in the community should come and see the shows and always support theater and music for that matter at the school and at anything else that the schools are doing. But I had seen Newsies and I was like, oh my God, it was so incredible. And I know this one's going to be amazing. And I think people are so ready for something that's uplifting and joyful and full of, like just faith and hope and belief and magic and stuff like that. I just want to thank you all for taking the time to come and speak with me, and we can share this with the community because I know you're very busy. So thank you so much.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.